Hi, Brad Ward with Ward's Auctions and Bud Haynes Auctions. And we are getting very close to the April 22nd firearms auction, and it is going to be over 700 lots, possibly 750 by the time we're done, and almost no miscellaneous. There's a table behind me over here, kind of a double-sided table. That's about half the miscellaneous, not including the nice big lots of ammo, but as far as, you know, non-ammo or non-firearms, there's hardly anything. This is going to be a really fun, strong sale. A lot of the stuff is going to speak for itself. We'll get into that. I'm not sure what the camera's showing you now, but I hope it's showing you this fantastic golf ball shooting double-barreled cannon. And for if you got a golf game like mine, this is going to be definitely something that you need. We had one in the last sale that operated on air. This one operates on gunpowder, as it should. Now, some of the stuff is self-explanatory. Commemoratives, they pretty much speak for themselves. As long as they've been stored properly, they are what they are. And we do have some interesting pieces, again, including Buffalo Bill and Winchester himself and Sioux, and I think there's a couple that are not even cataloged yet that are in the back. Those speak for themselves. What doesn't speak for itself necessarily, this whole front of the stage right now is all antique category firearms. So those of you that know the firearms industry understand what I mean. That means that these don't need a firearms license at all. These are pieces that have been, they're unusual ammunitions and so on. I'm speaking to the non-experienced here. Unusual, impossible to get or hard to get ammunitions and other criteria that have deemed them antique class by Canadian law, which means you don't have to have a firearms license, and plus you can store them. So how neat would in the open, how neat would a piece like that look in an office setting? A little set of Colt, these are actual Colt pieces, cased guns, another cased one here, does have the original grips on there. We can't even begin to go into the details on them all, but who doesn't have a friend that likes to bring a knife to a gunfight? Well, here you can do both. I mean, again, where do you get these pieces? This Colt in the front here, this single action, there's some paperwork that comes along with it that talks about the original soldier that it would have been issued to, Eugene Flint, back in 1863. So this documentation is going to go with you as the new owner of this piece here. And again, goes on and on, cased pieces, Colt brands, other brands. Many of you have seen the cane firearm, the cane rifle or gun or whatever. So that's how you would load it. You got a shell in there. It's an unusual 9mm, if I'm not mistaken. And then you twist that and the trigger comes out. Very cool. Everybody should have one of these, I would think. Very handy if you're traveling. Again, we didn't really talk about when the sale is. The sale is on April 22nd, and that will start at 10 o'clock in the morning. 700 and some odd lots, all in one day. Doors will open at 9 o'clock that day. Yes, you can come and view that morning. You have an hour. It's going to be a complete waste of time to try and view the product we have in an hour. You need to come on the Friday, the day before, on the 21st, and that's from 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock, and you really owe it to yourself to be here, boom, when we open, and stay till the end and take your time and look at the pieces. This is just the antique class pieces. We haven't even touched on the rest of it. There's pieces over on this side here. There's a little palm pistol. We had it sort of featured in one of our antique videos as well, the palm pistol. There's a pepper box there, the Enfield's here. And again, there's a case full of things here. You can hardly even, and keep in mind this video is giving you an overview of the room, bit of an overview of some pieces, but there's photographs of all of these things on our website. Behind me over on this side now is the other sort of half of the miscellaneous. So those of you who have been to sales before, sometimes you see where we've got a million lots of miscellaneous. This time not so much. There's some nice big lots of ammo and there is some miscellaneous, but it's largely a firearms auction. And there's not too much that isn't related directly to firearms. Some great scopes in here, some of the more affordable ones in groups, some of the more expensive and brand new for that matter in individual lots. So just to show you how things keep growing, Jim and Linda Bagley from Bud Haynes Auctions are still cataloging over here, and they asked if they could be on camera. I said, no, we don't have time, get to work. So they're still cataloging all these pieces back here and more besides. And so up front, as we saw, those were all the antique class. Back here is the stuff that is prohibited and restricted. And again, if we have issues every sale where somebody will buy something that they're not allowed to have. If you look in the back of your license for the newbies, it'll tell you what you can possess and what you can acquire. So look for the tags. Look at these two firearms here. These are both 586 Smith & Wessons. Technically, kind of that long. One of them is the new class, which is 1/8 of an inch longer. It's 108 millimeters. It's restricted. Virtually the same when you look at it is the 586 in 101 millimeters, and that is a prohibited. And it'll say 12.6 on the back of your license if you can have that. They are the same firearm. They'll fit the same holsters and the whole shooting match, as it were. But where do you get? It's the same consignor, Bill, that had the lion's share of the antique and the unusual restricted and prohib pieces. What a neat deal, the folding stock. All kinds of pieces in the cabinet that have stocks that go along with them as well. Pieces that you only see in catalogs, magazines, that sort of stuff. Lots of restricted and prohib pieces in here. Again, we can't go through them all, but everything from P38s to Smith revolvers to semi-autos to 45s. Up here, if you want to get the granddaughter involved in shooting, we have a nice little semi-automatic in camouflage pink, so it could easily get lost if you happen to be in a pink forest. This one here, again, in Colt single action. Again, you're going to see I had some emails from people wondering why one Colt single action is a restricted and one's a prohib. They look the same. 32 caliber is another area where we run into traps. 32 caliber in pistols and revolvers is prohib in Canada. So now is the time to start writing your letters to your MPs. Not that I want to talk too much politics, because they're tabling more legislation that's not going to be in our favor, I guarantee it. We got ARs in the sale. One of the things that's always a hot spot, my favorite rifle, or one of them. Again, some single action pieces in Rugers. There's Glock. Everybody loves the Glocks. There's prohib pieces here in different categories. 12.5 over here. 12.3 is coming up. There's a Ruger AR there. There's Daewoo. I don't think it's ever had a round through it. The G34, again, this is a different class again, 12.3. So if you don't already know what that means, you don't have it. Simple as that. The lever action, the vintage lever action collection, again, lots of them from one person, but not all of them. And again, you just don't get a selection like this. And then the Bullard, again, it's a good substantial piece. Where do you get pieces like that? And the Enfields are coming up down there. It's Burnside here. The list just goes on and on. Again, we can't even begin to touch on what everything is. The Henry Parker is a neat piece. This is a percussion double barrel, 41 and 45 caliber. So you twist it around, and I'm not going to show the action right now. It's even marked with the guy's name in here, and December 20th, 1867. So pretty cool stuff there. We've answered a few questions today because we set up all these firearms today to do the video. We're still a good couple of weeks away from the sale, and then they are all going to go away back in the vault. So we answered questions that came in to us regarding, what's this marking, or what's this, or certain things I can't think of offhand. But now everything's going to go away. So we won't be able to answer any questions now till viewing day, just so that you're aware. And the other thing is, we never ever talk about bore condition. That's just too many. Unless you're actually going to measure it, put a lead down there and measure it, it's just arbitrary. You look down, oh yeah, it kind of looks like a bore. So we don't touch on that. These are not on the website yet. These just came in from a gentleman who did cowboy action shooting. So you've got a 357 or a 38 lever action. He didn't bring his handguns in that I'm aware of, his pistols, but I shouldn't promise that. So these are just going to hit the website in the next couple of days. And then of course on his lever action 12 gauge, and everybody needs one of those. And then look at this little baby here in 4570. I just posted it on the Facebook an hour or so ago, on the 1895 Marlin with the long range sight, all adjustable. Very cool. So great for silhouette on that one. So down, again, more and more and more and more. Vintage stuff, new stuff. This one's kind of neat. Look, it's really, really short in 45 Colt, and it's the angle eject. Perfect little size for hiking and trapping and whatnot. Absolutely wonderful. This is virtually brand new. If it's got a few rounds through, that's going to be about it. There's newer pieces with custom wood. There's hunting pieces. I think I mentioned the Enfields down there. There's an 1895 flat side here. There is this one here with the broad arrow. And now, I don't know if you'll be able to see the markings on there. I'm going to see if we can get the camera in on that. And that's only one of them. That's only one of them. There's a couple of them here from the PCMR for the additional lever action pieces, probably from different people. We didn't even touch on this side of the racks over here. These are all Ducks Unlimited pieces. These all look and typically are, you know, unfired most of the time. This one might not be, that one might be fired, but these ones appear to be unfired. This one here is kind of neat. This is not a Ducks Unlimited. This is a Shark. So this is obviously intended to be gills, and then there's a lasered in Shark. I'm sure it's brand new. It's a Savage, and that's in 17 HMR. So becoming very, very popular varmint caliber. On the 305, this one's neat. These are on the JR carbine. These are 9mm non-restricted and uses Glock mags. So they're kind of neat. You can go, like, I actually have one of those. And again, another row. So this wall that was over there will have another rack. Because there's more pieces coming in, some of them will be interspersed into what we have. So when we put all these away, we'll regroup. It'll be essentially the way the room's going to look, though. And then we'll have another wall of racks over here for the additional firearms. And there's still more coming in. So watch the website. Now, right now, you have to go to wardsauctions.com. And because the budhainesauctions.com, there's a bit of a technical hiccup going on there, and we'll get that fixed up as soon as we can. So, but in the meantime, the same information anyhow. wardsauctions.com. The sale itself is in Edmonton, Alberta, on April 22nd, and that's at 11802 145th Street. Those of you that have been before understand that the parking sucks. We haven't fixed that. There's no way to fix that. So just be patient. Park far away. The further away you are, the better the sale is. That's the way that works. Nice and strong, that means. And what else? It'll be online bidding is available, and that's through iCollector. By the time you're seeing this video, chances are it's already on iCollector. In fact, it might even be right now as we're taping. I don't even know. But very close timeline. I'm not sure there's a whole lot else I can tell you. I'm really excited about this sale. This is just one of the best sales that we've had in terms of variety of firearms, and the antique stuff is always so exciting. So again, I'm going to read my notes so I don't get it wrong. Preview is Friday, April 21st from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 8 o'clock in the evening. The sale itself is April 22nd starting at 10 a.m. Again, doors at 9. I mean, if you have to, you come at 9, try to view. But you've seen the collection kind of, you're not going to be able to see much in that hour. Come the day before, see everything. Bring your PAL, bring your range membership if you're going to bid on anything restricted. Bring your good attitude and your smiles, and I think we're going to have a great time. My name is Brad Ward. You can reach me directly at 780-940-8378. I should have Linda's number on here, but I don't. The office number is 780-451-4549. We'll have it in the verbiage at the bottom of the screen anyhow. You can also phone Linda, and Linda and Jim still work out of the Red Deer, so they still do have an office down there by appointment. So keep in mind that they'll be around. They are around if you call them. Plus, they will be at the Calgary Gun Show, barring incident. Anything can happen, but technically they're expected to be at the Calgary Gun Show and have a booth. Go and say hi. They'll have a slideshow going of the images and whatnot. By then you've probably already seen them. So bring your friends. Thanks for watching. See you at the sale.